What's going on, people? What's going on, people? That's crazy. No shame bell right now. I don't know who actually deserves a shame bell right now. Peace, peace, melanated agenda. Yeah, we're gonna play a little bit of audio tonight from Cynthia G's video. Just a little bit, just to get her perspective, because she seems like one of those people that whenever you say something contrary to what she says, it's like it's a problem. Unless you're Tariq Nasheed. So, but I still fuck with her videos and shit. Because the shit she be saying be true, especially when she be dragging white people. It's a problem though, because I don't think that it matters who anybody dates for real, depending on how that person is. So that tells the whole fucking story. Also, we're gonna deal just a small bit topic on old ass lying dudes, old dudes who lie, old dudes who say that shit like the police weren't killing him back in his day. They wasn't killing black men. That means the Black Panthers was lying and full of shit while they formed, right? So, what's up, conscious community convo? Yeah. I want y'all to chat amongst yourselves and get everything going, because that's why I wanted to throw the topics out there. The topics that we're going to talk about today on the Sunday Sundown stream are exactly as follows. Lighter complexion brothers, hate of dark sisters, and Corey Holcomb, Sinji beef with the question mark. Is it really a beef? What's going on there? And old lying dudes. Yeah, we might even start with old lying ass dudes, and I ain't talking about Sonetta this time. I want everyone to give their opinions about the this whole little lighter complexion brothers hate of dark sisters. That's been coming across the same TV desk, radar, whatever, quite a bit in the last 2 weeks or so. It seems like everyone wants to, everyone's sending me information about that. And there's certain people who will remain nameless tonight. You know what I mean? Peace, peace, welcome. There's certain people who will remain nameless tonight. But at the same time, I still want to talk about it because it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's important. Over here. And I think it's important because I think it's important because I really want to know how sisters really feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody has their own opinions and shit, but I really want to know what's going on with this lighter complexion brothers who seem to have a constant issue with dark sisters. Because I really don't see that on the other end, you know? Like, I don't see that on the other side. I don't see dark-skinned brothers always got something negative to say, you know what I'm saying, about light-skinned sisters. And why are you crawling under the table? Okay. Well, hurry up. Anyways, it's like the information that came to me, I'm gonna just go ahead and go in on it. You said, okay, hold on. T. Cole said he thinks it's a two-way street. What do you mean? Do you think that sisters do it too? Like lighter-skinned sisters have a problem with dark-skinned sisters or dark-skinned sisters? Because this one in particular was addressed to me as brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like having issues with sisters who were dark. Like it seems like every time you turn around, they dragging them. You know what I mean? Like it's always, even down to that Crumb out there. You know what I'm saying? Like he always, he has a problem with black women. Period. Period. Right off the back. That's it. Period. So it's like I don't get into that just because you don't fuck with a sister. You got to be a racist or a coon. But a lot of them niggas are secretly like they love their moms and they love their aunts, but that's about it. Though when it comes to sisters, they could care less. They could care fucking less. Very brutal. Okay, there's a light-skinned brother in particular that's been going around that certain sisters been having an issue with, and it brought it to my attention. And like I said, I'm only addressing the topic as a whole. I'm not even addressing that brother. You know what I'm saying? Particularly right now, I might address him, but it ain't gonna be on no YouTube beef shit. It'll be on me just actually, you know, trying to converse with the brother. So and find out like what could be going on to make these sisters think this shit. Like, why do they feel from you that it's always hate? Why do they feel from you that it's always some sort of negative connotation behind all the anything that you say towards them, and they feel like, yo, if you are a certain complected sister, then you're not gonna get that type of treatment. That's what I, you know, like that's an interesting topic for me, and I want to dive a little deeper in that. So let's dive deeper. We know that in America, lighter skinned people not necessarily got a pass. And I don't want to look at it like an always positive thing, because you got to remember they were picked a lot to be around, you know what I mean, Europeans, especially at that time, were definitely acting out devilish behavior and devilishment. So peace. So it's like at that time, it's not necessarily a good thing, I say, to be a house nigga, because you always next to this motherfucker and they wicked ass ways and whatever the fuck they want to do and however the fuck they want to do it, you right there, and to have it perpetrated upon you. Like, I'm pretty sure there's tons of lighter complected sisters that was forced into fucking unwanted sex with them dudes just because of their lighter complexion and the way that they look. So like, it's not always a good thing, but in a sense, it's like, it's a black cultural American norm that that lighter skinned brothers and sisters get by dealing with European and all other races, but especially Europeans in this point, than darker skinned brothers and sisters. It's looked at like lighter skinned brothers, let's say, you know what I mean, are not as intimidating, depending on how they're, you know, how they're built and how their demeanor is, like a big black dark skinned brother with a beard. You know what I mean? Like that stereotype. And I know they're just stereotypes. I don't have any facts, evidence, or witness with personal first-hand knowledge to attest that any of this shit is accurate to a T, but we're just talking here, you know, in conversation. I think that that's a cultural norm with black Americans, especially ones who are actually from here, born here, raised here, family born here, from here, raised here, that type shit. You want to? Oh, I like it. Good night, Mama. Love you too. Turn that ball light on. Thank you. But that's it. It's a cultural norm. You know what I'm saying? For us to take that position, even if it's not warranted. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a lot of people out here who don't recognize that there's lighter skinned people who don't even like being light skinned. There's a lot of light skinned people out here who if you notice that way that they date, they love darker dudes. They love dark, black, crispy ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, or crispy brothers. So it's like, it's not, like I said, one way, but it seems to have a lot of people up in an uproar now about this YouTube shit. Not necessarily whole real life and outside. It's just this YouTube shit. A lot of people have a feeling like brothers is coming up here and dragging these sisters, and it's always seeming to end up to be some lighter skinned brother and a dark skinned sister. I'm tying that into the whole sister, not sister, but Corey Holcomb and Sinji supposed beef. We don't know whether it's a beef. We don't know whether, I heard a little video and I was gonna play it tonight, but you could go listen to it yourself. It's kind of overboard because it's like, in the beginning, she kind of struck me as searching. Like, he didn't say he wasn't messing with a sister. Like, dog, he got a daughter, he got children, he got a son, he got a daughter, and they black. So for her to even come out and be trying to even act like you fishing for that, like, nah, nigga, that nigga fuck with sisters because he fucking, the girls that his children are black. The fuck, his girl is fucking cousins with Kevin Durant, nigga. So it's like, just because she's light skinned, because he had addressed that shit a long time ago when people was talking about his lady because she was so light. And I said, I found that interesting because my niece has a son and Roman is light as hell. And both his parents is black, but he's extremely light. So like, that's not, what is that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that shit. She's from a black family because she's a black woman. She's just a light complected sister. So I guess she's taking that as to her cue to run and try to attempt to call him some sort of beta male and when you start doing that, man, those terms start losing its luster. It's like you saying whatever, dog, just to try to belittle someone. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying that shit in those sort of accurate terms. Like when I call people McWi-Fi horse hustlers. Right. When I accuse people of McBullshit, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they can produce any color. Thank you. Yeah, and it's, you know what, it's Sheep Stay Sleep TV. It's starting to seem like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, man, you starting to go, oh, you starting to sound like who's the Melanin Sutek. You starting to sound like a person who was, everything is on code with you, you with the movement, you with everything, and then all of a sudden this secret feminism and man bashing starts to ooze out every time you talk. Boo. Yes, boo. You deserve boos for that. Yeah, she doesn't. Like, that's the whole thing, man. Like, I think she had caught a lot of flack before about the shit she was saying. So starting to let her true color show. And it was like you was catching flack, so you started making videos here and there about bed wenching and bed wenching this and bed wenching that. And it's like, dog, okay, that's cool, that's what's up, but still it don't change the underlying message that people tend to get from watching your shit. And the underlying message is, yo, you seem like you can't wait to talk shit about a brother and what he's doing or not doing, unless it's Tariq Nasheed. So if unless it's Tariq Nasheed or David Banner, that's what you talking. That's what you pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then on the top of all of that, this whole what black men should be doing, what we should be out here in the streets fighting in the scene now. And we've had a conversation about this before when people start pushing people to go raise arms and fight, but you in the background, nowhere around, not while the fighting going on. And I don't want to hear that shit about no sister or no man, because I got sisters right here in this chat who's in the military, who is ready to basically pick up arms and defend the country just like a man will. So that don't have nothing to do with it. absolutely nothing to do with it. But it's like eventually, as long as you're on this shit, as long as you're on this YouTube shit, and you keep trying to hide how you really feel, like it's not going to be long before the truth reveals itself, because you can't keep pretending that you're not the way you are. And the way you are is like when you say things, like, because let me make sure this is approached the right way. This ain't necessarily a bashing video. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about your hair, your fingernails, and none of that stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care how women do their hair. And any nigga who cares how a woman does her hair, like, yo, you got way more shit to worry about. Excuse me, than how somebody do their fucking hair, nigga. What the hell? So I just have an issue to let you know it's not a bashing video of you yourself. It's just a bashing of some of the shit that you're saying lately is kind of off a little bit. As far as I'm concerned, I could just be one person, so you can ignore my little opinion about the situation. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, like, yo, this whole telling niggas what they need to do, dog, like, your whole channel needs to be a little more geared towards women, a little more geared towards telling women what they need to do, a little more geared towards catching women who are full of shit and scammers and shit like that. Like, I don't, as a man, yo, I have a hard time, especially from a woman who doesn't have a man. Like, that shit is annoying as fuck, because like, you don't know what it is to be. It's one thing if you a woman who has a dude, so you in a relationship, you know how it is to build with somebody, you know how it is to accept things from him, and he has to accept your craziness, you gotta accept his craziness, certain shit like that. Like, so you can understand and give certain insight to it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that someone who's currently not in one can't. I'm just saying to someone who's been doing YouTube videos for mega years, nigga, now, like a few years, more than a couple of years, like, dog, no one sees you interfered by your mate or none of that shit, or you gotta pause because your husband's there or whatever the fuck. I even said recently on a video, like, yo, and when I do this and when I met too many sisters like that, yo, especially with your vigor like that, which is what I like about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you go after people, certain people, you know what I'm saying, our enemies in particular, like, that shit is awesome. It's actually needed, you know, so that's not a problem. But when you try to turn that, and you're black, so you can address black people, but when you turn that inward, and it's like you always saying the same, whenever someone does something that you don't agree with, they're a beta male. Like, come on now, you gotta be a little more grown up than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this life has too many variables in it for everything to just be A or B. Like, I'm sorry to say, it just doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? There's more things going on the earth that you can't account for. And so when you start talking shit and telling men what they need to do, like, we know what we need to do, we know what we need to do it. And just listening to some woman who's ranting and raving and running her mouth on a fucking YouTube page is not gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? It'll help inspire some people maybe, you know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing, but you keep talking trash, yo, like, you just gonna turn niggas off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you think that it's cool to turn people off because they should accept the trash you're talking, you're a lunatic. Something's wrong with you. You need to come back to earth and realize that things are not gonna just pop off just the way you want or the way you think. And maybe that's why you don't have a dude. That's maybe why you talk about having children in some sort of future tense. Because, like, there's no dude that's going to put up with that type of shit. Not no dude that not the ones you be talking about you want. Because it's just not gonna happen that way. I don't want to hear no woman running around talking shit about like she a front liner and you ain't no front liner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if you was a sister soldier and you was a front liner, then you could be talking that shit all you want, but you're not no front liner like that to be telling other people what they need to be doing on the front line. That's just all there is to it. And another thing I've been wanting to address with her, I don't know where you getting these stories and these pictures of black men dating these fat, nasty, unattractive European women. But again, I can only speak for myself personally. First off, I've never had sex with a white girl, never impregnated one, never wanted to marry one, never been in no relationship with one, none of that shit. Okay? At all. So, with that being the case, I can speak from a certain position. I don't give a fuck that a nigga fucks with a white girl as long as he's still a brother. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, this whole shit of this whole notion that is totally presented on her page alone, that if you're a black man and you date a white woman, you are a coon and you are this, that, and the third, and you can't talk about race in your house, this, that, and the third. I'm trying to tell you, I believe and agree wholeheartedly with part of that statement. Meaning, for some brothers, I think that statement is spot on. It's spot on that there's some brothers out here who are straight coons. They only fuck with white girls just to have a white girl because they're infatuated with the enemy, because the enemy has convinced them that they are nothing. I agree with that. But I also know niggas who are just like that. And I also know brothers who do not fuck with no nasty looking, fat trailer park looking white girls. Never have, never seen them around those type of chicks. So it's like, for you to say that shit and to be presenting that as every time you show a picture, it's a nigga with some busted looking, like, dog, I don't have too many of those pictures of the brothers I see with white girls. Those girls are always decent looking girls, I guess, for European women. Like, so it's like, for you to say that and be pushing that issue and pushing. Look how deprived they are of pride and blah, 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 blah. Like, come on, man. Like, who are you to go tell somebody that? Like, it's cool to listen to if you're giving a pathology from time to time. But, yo, it's like, yo, who the fuck are you? We're like to say that shit, yo. Like, there's plenty of brothers who are straight niggas. Everything they do is black. Everything they be around is black. They always at their family's house. They always bringing their kids around their family. Whatever the case may be, it's just that particular nigga likes a white girl. Like, every nigga got one of them in their family. So it is no, I don't understand how you can look at somebody and say that they're a this and a that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you claim to went to school and that, like, come on, man, you ain't been to school that long. And you damn sure don't have no degree from any European school that can read minds and personalities and whole traits of people spot on. But yeah, man, sorry guys, muted you for 2 seconds. I just wanted to jump on that real quick because it was kind of a tie-in from, all right, it's kind of a tie-in from the lighter complexion brothers and the hate of the dark-skinned sisters, and do dark-skinned sisters actually hate lighter complected? Dark-skinned brothers hate light-complected sisters? I never really did that, because that seems pretty one-sided. And I was spinning it into the fact that Corey Holcomb has a lighter-skinned wife who is also the cousin of black women, of the whole black family, Kevin Durant's family. He also has other children, a daughter and a son, if I'm not mistaken, because I've been a fan of Corey Holcomb's for like 3 years now. And when I first caught his show, I thought he was hilarious. And I like comedians like him who tell truths about shit. And you feel the hate and you'll feel the love. Like, it's a lot of sisters who don't like hearing the truth about sisters. But then it's a whole bunch of y'all who don't mind. Y'all will laugh it off because even though you're not like that, you know you got a cousin who just like that. You know you got a cousin or a sister or one of your sister's friends or somebody close to you who done had 2 babies and didn't know who the father was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that happens. So it's like, it's not a knock necessarily. It's just a reality. You know what I'm saying? but his kind of comedy gets at real people. And what I mean is real people acknowledge that that's true and they'll laugh that shit off. Like, yeah, because my sister didn't know who her goddamn baby, blah, blah, blah. My sister's friend was just like that. Some sisters are like that, but he's not calling all black women that. And so it's like, I knew somebody like her would take offense to somebody like him eventually. It's just because of the way that he talks. What up, Posh? Just because of the way that he talks. And his brand of comedy and the way that he tries to keep it real. I didn't watch that man's show. I didn't watch that man take a show that brings him almost 50 to 60,000 views a week. 50 to 60,000 views a week and not run one single ad-cent commercial on that shit. I've seen him take his platform that if he converted and acted corny and coonish just a little bit, that nigga would have been on primetime TV. Corey Holcomb would have been on primetime TV if he acted like a coon, but just one bit. And I seen this dude basically say, nah, I'm gonna stay real. I'm not gonna be on primetime TV because I'm gonna make shirts and talk shit and say how much I support Colin Kaepernick and how the police and the government is full of shit and shit like that. I'm not so, and he's a dark-skinned man. And he's saying these things. He's ultimately saying the same thing she says with regards to that. So you're not gonna sit there and put out no video and try to bring up whether he says his girlfriend is black when she's related to a whole black family by blood. Like, yo, that's that shit when I be like, your true colors are showing because now you're playing YouTube. And having a YouTube page for as long as I've had one now, I can fucking tell when someone's playing YouTube and when someone's being genuine. And right now, Cynthia G, hun, sister, you playing YouTube. You playing YouTube with the topic, don't send for me unless, yo, go somewhere with that shit, man. Like, come on now, go somewhere with that shit. Don't send for me. Who started that? That sounds like some Tariq Nasheed shit. That sounded like some corny YouTube shit somebody made up and just started running with that shit. Because, excuse me, I've been listening to a lot of people on YouTube. Y'all know that, especially like on my lunch breaks, that's all I do. Now I chat because I have my own YouTube page. But before, that's all I would do. You know, listen to people's lectures, listen to people's conversations. And it's like you watch people change and change and change and change. And I'm never a stickler for you to not change, but it has to be in a positive way. And when you start revealing basically contradictions to what you're saying, like people who love and support black men and want to see black men rise and this, that, and the third, don't make blanket statements over black men. They don't call black men beta males like you're a man and like you live this fucking life as a man, as a black man. You don't know what I go through. That's the same thing as me not knowing what a sister goes through working around a whole bunch of white men in some corporation, probably getting sexually harassed and this, that, and the third. I don't know her pain and her plight. And I damn sure is not gonna sit there and diminish that shit. White girls in there hating on her because she does her job better than them and she looks better than them. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna do that shit. And just the way that she was trying to reach, whether his girlfriend's white or black or light skinned or whatever, where's your dude? Is he dark skinned or light skinned? Or does he exist or not exist? Kari. Hold on, guys. Hello, baby. Hey, Trini Bear. Hey, yes, your cousin has been calling for you. Yeah. Yo, you got 10 minutes on my phone. Yeah, man. That shit is crazy. Like, you can't keep blanket statementing people and thinking you're gonna get away with that shit, yo. Like, ain't nobody hating on you. And I make videos. I got videos on my page right now about racist Ric Flair's lying ass and fucked up ass, because we're doing a live stream on him next week. And ESPN, how they did a whole fucking ceremony for this fucking racist piece of shit last week, when he was openly calling people nigga, when Teddy Long, who is a referee in the WWE at the old WWF, said that fucking Ric Flair called him nigga more than he called him his name. So no, fuck that. And in my page, before, my whole page was started and saturated with white supremacy and its effect on us mentally, physically, and the whole nine. So you're not gonna sit there and run your mouth and try to pick me out and say how, oh, he's not even saying no, because that's playing YouTube. And you're gonna disappoint me if you really do that. Like, everybody needs to be checked. If I go too far, it's a group of women who's behind the scenes with me, who I feel have no problem with checking me if I went too far, meaning saying, yo, that's probably not this, or that's probably not that. Too cool to say this, or whatever the fuck. I have no problem with them doing that shit. None whatsoever. So it's like, yo, I'm not trying to play that you can't get checked shit. You're above reproach shit. And I've openly heard Corey Holcomb say many a time, I could be wrong. Or if I'm wrong, I will apologize and say I'm wrong. I don't ever hear Cynthia G talk like that. And I'm just telling you, sister, as a fan, number one, like, yo, you need to check that shit, unless that's how you really are. And if that's how you really are, then I understand. Then I just probably won't be rocking with your videos no more like that. But who cares? Nigga, I'm just one fucking person. So I'm still gonna support you. I'm not gonna drop the subscription. I'm gonna still leave it up there so you'll have more subscribers and whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna do anything corny. You know, I'm not a Mick Crumb. But I just think that needed to be addressed. You know, I think that it comes a time where respect must be given, and proper and due respect must be given. And the same way I can't run around making videos talking about sisters all the time, yo, you can't make no videos constantly talking shit about brothers and you don't have no facts of that shit. You don't have no facts behind that shit. If you wrong, say you wrong. That's all. That's all it is. That's just being an adult about the situation. All it is trying to be an adult about the situation. And certain people don't ever want to do that shit. Because it has to be it must be right. Respect goes both ways. Thank you, Posh. You cannot be a man demanding respect and you're not willing to respect a woman, and you cannot be a woman demanding respect and you cannot do the same in return. You can't do it. It's not fair. And no one really has to deal with that type of bullshit. So, like I said, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just, yo, slide your conversation to where it needs to be slid to. Stop trying to pick out points to see if somebody's dating this or somebody's dating that. Because there's too many brothers out here who are stone cold niggas to their heart, dog, and they just so happen to bang Puerto Rican girls. They stone cold niggas to their heart, but they like a white girl from time to time. Like, you're not going to sit there and tell me all of these niggas is ready to trade on their people and just ride along with Europeanism. Their whole mentality is Europeanism. Because if one could say that about you, because you still keep talking shit about people every time they bring up their indigenous heritage here, like it doesn't exist. You know, that's crazy. People always want to act like that indigenous shit is some bullshit because they want to romance, have this love affair and romance with Africa. And she's one of them. I've heard you say it. I even pointed it out before because it surprised me for a person who claims to be an intellectual and to love information. You know, it's plenty and endless information, countless information about black people being here. So can't nobody tell me what type of black people was here and what type of black people wasn't here, like that old lying ass dude I'm going to get on in a minute with his old ass lying ass saying anything out his fucking mouth ass nigga. That's why I don't fuck with old black men until I get to know them. I have to get to know them and see, yeah, you's a real brother. You's a real nigga. Like a lot of them old ass dudes, they fucking coons to their heart. Like the one I heard the other day running his goddamn mouth talking about hold on a second. Who Corey Holcomb said that melanated agenda. And I'll say it too. I'm always with that shit. If I said something wrong, like Ali Muhammad, what I said about him earlier, I was like, if I'm wrong, send me the evidence. I will make a fucking video out of that evidence and say how I'm fucking wrong. And Corey Holcomb has said that about many topics on his show. Like, if I'm wrong, you know, I'm wrong. But from my understanding and what I know, he says that shit religiously. He's not an arrogant dude at all. At all. Nowhere near, nowhere, no type of way. He's not an arrogant dude like that. Like really down to earth type fellow. But not forgetting this old ass, lying ass dude I heard the other day on my sister's show, Conscious Community Convo. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so now. Exactly, Snapella. But that old ass, lying ass nigga I heard up there talking about how the police wasn't killing black people back in his day. Like, now, if you gonna tell me, did y'all hear this nigga say that shit? Peace, 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 welcome, welcome. Hear that nigga say that shit? This nigga said that we need to worry about pulling our pants up. This is the old lying ass dude. We need to worry about pulling our pants up and worried about the police shooting us because the police wasn't shooting us back in his day. This is what this nigga said. The police was not shooting him back in his day. So what he's trying, with that old man that was on my sister Conscious Community Convo show, subscribe if you haven't already, what that was on her show, what he's saying is, what's his name, Snoop or Uncle Snoop or Uncle Pharaoh or whatever the fuck? Yeah, Pharaoh said that. Okay, Pharaoh said that. Okay. This nigga, we need to tell the world right now that Pharaoh that said, who runs the page, Pharaoh said that. Pharaoh said that the Black Panthers was fucking lying.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Pharaoh said that the Black Panthers was lying and that the reason that they said that they formed, which was what? The police raping sisters and fucking killing brothers back in the day in the fucking hood and all that shit. That was the reason that they formed up. The Black Panthers were lying, according to Pharaoh said that.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Because this nigga said they wasn't getting shot by the police in their day. Isn't that what you said, bro? You said in your day, the police wasn't killing us, so you niggas need to worry about getting killed by the fucking police. Really, dog? So you mean to tell me The whole civil rights movement, all of that shit, all of these niggas marching so the police would stop killing them, beating them, doing whatever to them and getting away with it.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
All of these people was fucking lying. According to Pharaoh said that. That's going to be the next title of a video. According to Pharaoh said that the Black Panthers was full of shit. They made all that shit up. Tookie and all them niggas out in Cali who started them gangs because the police was kicking their ass and raping sisters in the hood and fucking with people and extorting people and shit. They're full of shit. They didn't do that for those reasons. And the whole civil rights movement that was based upon keeping police brutality from happening at will like it does now, all that shit, all of that bullshit was they're lying. They was all marching for no other reason than it was a Wednesday.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
According to Pharaoh said that. Because that's what he said. He said they weren't getting shot in their day. Another thing that lying-ass old man said, that lying-ass old man started going in with his limited historical knowledge. I'm going to give you this, dog. Just because you fucking old don't mean you know shit. It's the same thing like niggas over in Africa have no idea about what the fuck is really going on in Kemet, nigga, and they live there now. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. Nah, not yet. Conscious speculation, not tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a conversation about him too. It ain't necessarily negative. It's just a conversation. We talking about the old Pharaoh, that old one who came out and said out of his own mouth that people asked for the elders to come back. They're gonna wish the elders stayed away. Why would you say that? You fucking weird ass. Where's my belt? You weird ass fucking nigga.
Shame.
Why would you say that?
Shame. Shame.
If I go to my grandfather for guidance, why would he shit on me and make me wish I never came to him for guidance?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
This nigga said that shit, yo. Yes, he said that. This nigga said that shit like it was some normal shit to say. I was over here dying, yo. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, yo? Like you can't possibly be honest right now in the shit that you saying, G. Like you can't possibly be serious. You get like, yo, I didn't take you for a professional YouTuber when I saw you.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I didn't take you for a professional YouTuber, G. Yeah, I hope Nehemiah is real. I hope you're not a coon that would tell people would tell younger people who came to you for guidance that you gonna hope and they gonna wish they didn't come to you for guidance.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Also, Nehemiah Israel, since you said you're 57, this person, Pharaoh, said that. He says that the Black Panthers and all of them was lying, that the police wasn't fucking with people in the hood and killing niggas and raping sisters and fucking with black people all the time. He says that's bullshit. That didn't happen at all. He also said that the reason why the LA gangs got started by Tookie and them niggas was bullshit. That is because the police weren't doing anything to them back in the day. Back in the day, the police were scared of them. That's what Pharaoh said. So long as you don't believe that type of horse shit and concur with that type of bullshit that the civil rights movement was just some unnecessary thing that black people did because they was bored and it was a Friday.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yo, man, Digital, I had a conversation with somebody about that same thing. I said, yo, this shit is just like the 5% shit, yo, 5% nation shit, yo. It's 85% people are audience only. They just want to be in the audience. They just want to watch. They just want to listen and comment from here to here. Then you got the 10% who know all this and do whatever they can to be underhanded, sneak YouTube tellers and flaggers, and then talk shit about you, then have secret alliances with people and pretend to have beefs and all of this shit while they streaming. Let me stop. And do all of this shit. Then you got 5% of the people who just like doing this, like having a small group, a small chat. Like I said, I like when my chat be like 50 and under, and just a small group and talking. That's it. That's it. Like, and it's just like that. This YouTube shit has basically turned out to be just like that. Like, soon as somebody gets a couple views, they turn into empire. And you said in the 70s, the police were the police. Meaning they're pretty much no different than they were when that movie Gangs in New York came out and they was running around just doing the bidding of politicians.
Shame.
Yeah, this dude said that none of that happened though. He said that none of that shit happened. That whoever was marching and all that shit, when my grandfather was traveling state to state, marching and doing all that shit with all the other people, all the reverends and Muslims and all that shit, none of that was for nothing, according to Pharaoh, because black people wasn't getting killed by the police. He also said that when he was addressed with the question of he hates being told that his generation dropped the ball, and that's where all the vitriol and hate comes from. That's where all the hate and the vitriol comes from, when people say to him, your generation dropped the ball. He don't like that shit.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
He don't like that shit at all. So he'll do whatever to deflect from that shit and to avoid that bullshit. And that's all you doing, is avoiding that shit. Because you the same person that said, when you got hit with the question of why didn't black people just come together and build their own businesses, they did it in earlier times. You was the one saying black people didn't have no money. You was the one saying black people couldn't do nothing. What we gonna do with no money? We ain't do this. Now stop right here. How the fuck black people ain't have money? And I think even Conscious Community Convo played the video, and I know for a fact Cynthia G played that video on her page of the 1960s and 70s, how the European government, called the United States government, made up whole videos for businesses to stop shunning black people because they had way more money than white people thought. White people were believing the propaganda. So they wouldn't even let black people in their stores until the whole United States government had to make a fucking video and send to these motherfucking businesses and say, listen, not only do these black people have money, but they buy high-end shit. Not only do they buy money, they buy the most expensive shit. Just like now. Niggas want to buy the most expensive shit that they could fucking buy because they think it means status. It was no different when you was young, Pharaoh. So what the fuck are you talking about, old man? If these people put a whole nationwide effort towards directly gearing their business towards black people because of the money that they were making and the money that they could make off of them, then how in turn did you not have money to start your own fucking shit?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And I got a bunch of people in the chat in their 50s remembering the cops being the same fucking police that they were and then and that they are fucking now. So what are you talking about, old man?
Shame.
You just want to get up there like the rest of them old niggas like Sonetta and sound fucking cool to young people. That's all it is, nigga. And you hate being addressed with that fucking fact that you niggas, a lot of you, not all of you, a lot of you turned into coons. A lot of you did exactly what these people told you to do. Go to school and get a college degree and go join the military and go do whatever and get a house and a mortgage and you did whatever the fuck they told you. Whatever the fuck they told you. You didn't live life on your own. You didn't live like fucking Malcolm and them niggas just on the edge fighting against this shit. You didn't do that. Some people did. Some people even worked and still did that. But I don't think your old ass did none of that shit by the way that you talk, because you was acting like you was in a fucking shack in the middle of South Carolina somewhere in the back of the fucking woods, living like James Brown, nigga. You didn't know what the fuck was going on in the fucking world. This nigga said that there was no police brutality back then. The police wasn't killing them. That means the Black Panthers was full of shit. See what happens when you try to sound cool and you want to be too cool for school, nigga, and you start saying shit and it don't make no motherfucking sense when you actually say it back to yourself. That's why I said, y'all want to know how I bust down polite? It was real easy. I started saying back to him the shit he was saying. And then you see how asinine it sounds. You want to know how I could bust down allegedly Campbell? Just say the shit that he says back to you, back to him, and watch how asinine it fucking sounds. Watch how ridiculous that shit sounds. Well, I'll give you an example. Hassan Campbell said that Bambaataa was trying to kill him. And what he needed was not help from a protection agency of some sort. No, 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 no. He needed you guys to donate him money so that he could move from hotel to hotel and do live streams and stay live so he wouldn't get killed because he was live on a live stream so they wouldn't kill him. Just like we didn't watch like 30 niggas get killed on a live stream this year. So when you say this shit back to these niggas, you'll see how ridiculous this shit fucking sounds. So when that old ass nigga was up there saying that none of this shit happened, he don't know what niggas talking about, that means all the historians who uncover and unearth the whole Olmec culture, who unearthed the whole fake Native American shit, all that shit, all of them is full of shit. He's got all the right answers. This old ass nigga running a YouTube page, he's got all the right answers. Especially when you discredit people and say that they're lying because you're saying that people are lying. You're saying that people are liars, and you're saying that the whole movement of black people is bullshit. That's what you're saying, G. When you do that shit, that's exactly what the fuck you're saying. Okay, so I think we addressed everything tonight. We're addressing lighter complexion brothers hate of dark sisters. And the two part to that was, I never catch dark-skinned brothers just talking shit about lighter complected women. Ever. Ever. I never heard that shit. I don't say, and I'm not saying that the shit doesn't exist. I'm just saying, G, I ain't never heard that shit before. So that's just something that needs to be addressed. There's a lighter skinned complected brother in particular that a few sisters on YouTube feel that this nigga's going a little too far with his hate and it needs to be geared and directed towards somewhere else. So I'll have to investigate a little bit more and see what I think, because I've only heard a couple of his videos and I didn't catch any of that, but I know that they're not making it up. So we'll dive into that. Then we talked about the Corey Holcomb and Cynthia G beef. I caught a little bit of her video when she was trying to find out whether his current wife was white when she's Kevin Durant's cousin by blood. So he's black, so she's more than likely black. He has 2 other children and they're black. So why would you be reaching for that shit? Like, just accept the fact that you kind of gone a little too far with your I'm right, smartest person in the room complex that seems to be oozing from over there. And it's a little bit of feminism as well. I'm not at all taken back by the bed winch videos because there's so much of that going on and so much targeting bed winching that should be the #1 thing you talk about, because no real dude wants to hear some woman sitting in an apartment somewhere talking shit about militancy and like she's frontlining.
Shame.
So,
shame.
Like, it's cool the videos you make, but stop acting like you frontlining. You kind of going too far with the aggressive talk. You're not a frontliner. You know what I'm saying? Like, in especially talking about relationships, who someone with, because you've never been seen with anyone. So that's a problem in and of itself that you probably need to address. And you probably wouldn't even be making the videos that you make. And lastly, old lying dudes. Niggas who come out there and call themselves names to try to sound cool, and it's totally fucking, Van Digital, they made WIC program. No, they didn't. All that was bullshit, according to Pharaoh said that, because old ass Pharaoh said that them niggas was full of shit. The police wasn't doing anything to them back in the day. And all of them are lying, and there's no such thing as black people being indigenous everywhere on the planet, even though all history and evidence points towards that. No, no, no. We all come from some Africa country, and just Africa. Hold on. There we go.
Shame.
So,
Shame.
Derek Jones Talks Live, of course affiliated with Shame TV, East Watch. This has been your Sunday Sundown stream this evening. It was scheduled to 8. So I'm going to allow the chat to kind of take over right now, and I'll just read off you guys' comments. And Afia says, no one with any sense should fuck with Sonetta. That gets a shame bell all day. You are exactly right.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But you can't tell everyone that. You can't tell everyone that. Some people think they're smart and they do what they want to do. And they sometimes do things that are not, you know, beneficial to them.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, we went over that in the stream earlier. Addressing people who are deflecting attention. So we gotta realize, man, I fuck with you, Corey Holcomb, and I fuck with Sin G too. But on this one, nah, you're not gonna try to light skin or white girl him out of the conversation to make it seem like you win. It's not gonna happen. Not at all. Not on this watch, because he does too much. Like I said, that man gets 60,000 video views a week for his show. 60,000 views for one show. He ain't putting out multiple 7-hour live streams over there. He putting out one video for about an hour and some change, and that shit do 60. At least 60,000, 50,000 a week. And he don't run no commercials. He don't ask nobody for money, except he sells shirts the same as me. And he sells the shit, and you can buy it if you want. He don't fucking come out and say, buy my shit, buy my shit. Come on, people, please buy my shit. $5, people, $5. That's all I need. It's $5. You got $5 for your brother Sonetta. We ain't even got $5 for your funky ass, nigga. Your funky old ass. We don't even have $5 for you. But he runs his page and he talks about real shit. He talks about shit that could keep him off of network TV just to make sure he stays real. Like, so come on, man. Cut that shit. You're not about to turn him into a coon because you think it's easy to do because he has a light-skinned wife. Now get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna win on that one. You win on most of all the other ones, and I'll support you. But that's some corny ass Tariq Nasheed type shit, petty shit. Like you trying to find a reason to one up somebody and YouTube one up them.
Shame. Shame.
Not gonna go for that. Yeah, Van Digital, when he started saying that, he said that before everything else. He started saying blacks ain't indigenous. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? Like, that's why I keep saying, man, these Moors fucked it up, man, because they so fucking many different factions of Moors now. That shit is turning into some Hebrew Israelite type shit. Not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying there's a lot of them. So it's like, nigga, that shit breeds confusion because you got other people who have the same logo that you got, but a whole different stance. So now you got all these people, when they find out that Drew Ali wrote the Circle 7 Quran using the Aquarian Gospel and all that shit, it's like, come on, man. Like now all of a sudden everything he says is discredited. No one wants to listen to it. Though there's factual evidence to go to, especially that shit about corporations and all that shit. That shit is not fake. I don't know the legitimacy of it in law now because they don't teach it to these lawyers. These fucking lawyers don't know that shit. That's even purposely kept from them. So it's to keep them ignorant to it, to believe that that a code is an actual law, when no, bitch, that's a code. And codes go to municipal corporations and businesses. Real life people don't have codes. The fuck you talking about? So it's like so much confusion, but with him, I don't think it's confusion. With him is he made it because all the other real niggas done faded off, and his old in the house ass made it because he ain't got a mark or a scar on him because he been in the house on him. How the fuck was you frontlining on the conscious community and you ain't never been messed with by the police, harassed, seen nobody mess with, none of that shit? What the fuck is this old ass nigga talking about, man? He better stop, man, for he get McDragged. Cause I'm never shy to McDrag someone. He don't know about the Black Panthers serving shit, cause he said he ain't see none of that shit, T. Cole. None of that shit. He ain't see none of that shit. Yeah, shit, it definitely changed. And the whole point of Nehemiah Israel, the whole point is for him to make a statement like that means that all these groups who developed for the specific reason of black people being killed by the police and done to whatever by the police, dog, why, how would that, his statement and their mission statements can't both be true. You know what I mean? Like you either sitting down or you standing up. Like you can't do those two things simultaneously. So it's like, what the hell? Yo, a woman is either pregnant or she's not. She can't be both. It doesn't fucking make sense. So it's like one can't exist if the other exists. And there's no way that the black people wasn't getting killed by the police. No, black people might not have known about other black people getting killed in certain areas because they didn't have fucking cell phones and Facebook and fucking Instagram. They keep saying like the whole world basically told people that, yo, we didn't know that white people were treating you like this because that's not what they saw. They didn't see that shit until when? Until black people started marching and the news cameras inevitably were filming this shit and the world started seeing that shit. Them niggas could still be running Jim Crow right now if it wasn't for the pressure from the rest of the world coming down on them while they acting like they're policing the world and saviors of the world and treating people in their own land like shit, like basically slaves, nigga. They couldn't keep that farce up. And they had to drop it because Black Panthers, civil rights movement, stop killing us, stop doing this, stop lynching us, stop that. And this fucking old nappy-headed ass nigga gonna come up here and say none of that shit existed. Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Shame. Shame.
I'm telling us we need to get niggas from pull their pants up. Nigga, you need to get all them old ass coons out of the police department, like the ones who just got caught the other day extorting niggas with white people, literally by gunpoint.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
The fuck? We need to stop niggas from pulling their pants up. Man, fuck them niggas' pants, nigga. You need to stop these old ass fucking coons from being jail guards all they life, helping white people fucking lock their people up. How about that shit? Fuck is wrong with this niggas? Yo, Derek Jones Talks Live.
Shame.
This has been your Sunday Sundown stream. I don't like dealing with old ass niggas. They piss me off. That's why I told y'all before, everybody that knows me knows, everyone who around me on my YouTube groups, y'all know I don't fucking like old black men until I talk to them and get to hear their story and get to know them, because too many of them niggas is fucking coons and haters and they petty. They petty as shit. Petty as shit. Like old dirty bastard said, nigga, his grandfather stepped up and when the white man slapped that nigga the fuck down, but he want to complain about me cutting the grass. Get your pussy ass out of here, nigga. Derek Jones Talks Live. Slavery lies. We don't fall for that shit over here. Conscious Community Convo. Like, comment, subscribe, go to her page if you haven't done so already. Who else was in here? Conscious Speculation. Go to his page and subscribe, like, comment, share if you haven't done so already. That's pretty much everybody who put on a page in here. Ben Digital, peace, Afia, of course, everybody who came through, show love, peace. We'll be doing this again shortly.